perfect day for an outdoor wedding. Had we known the weather would be this beautiful, we could have really just stayed here and drank till midnight. Those of you who missed that, good. Amanda and Josh invited you all here because you occupy some special place in their lives. And this is an opportunity for all of us to celebrate that special place. It's also an opportunity to just be here in this moment, in this beautiful space, with these well-dressed people. It's an opportunity to spend time with the people that you care about and hopefully make some new friendships as we watch Josh and Amanda form this new family in relationship. We did want to encourage you to be in this moment. Your lives and our lives are all filled with keyboards and hammers and paintbrushes. This is an opportunity to just be here and now. This is why we all do the things we do, to have moments like this in our lives. So take this moment and be here and be now till midnight, then get back on your phone and do all your regular stuff. To start the ceremony, we decided with this very poetic ceremony to light the traditional wedding candle. As you know, Amanda comes to the world with a great deal of confidence, a more outspoken confidence. Josh, also a great deal of confidence, a more undertoned confidence. So we're going to melt those two personalities together by starting out lighting this wedding candle. Thanks to those who helped pick out the clothing, including the dog clothing. Thank you for the music. Thanks for helping with the rings. Thanks for making and transporting the cakes, which I hear you're going to love. Thanks for coordinating the future cleanup, because we embrace you most of all. Thanks for making the lasagna and the ice cream cake, for arranging the flowers, for hosting this event. Thanks for the blowtorches. A special thanks to Mariah for being on dog duty today. Also appreciated are the many of you who had to travel to be here today, because we know that being here today meant that you had to make a weekend out of this event, and that's never easy. Jake, Sarah and Mike, Adam and Max, Ed, Jessica, Kyle, are all among the people who had to take extra time and extra effort to be here today. It's all of those efforts that make days like today special. Thank you. You can give yourselves a round of applause. In preparing for today, I needed to gather some information about how this all came about. And I learned in that information gathering stage that it turns out that Jake was actually the first person to recommend that Amanda marry Joshua. It was long before the actual engagement on an autumn night just like this, when Jake said to Amanda, didn't want to trip up those names. When Jake said to Amanda, "Please marry my brother. Please, please, please." A lot of twisted tea was involved in that particular night. But it turns out he had his own agenda, and that agenda was that he wanted to soon be known as Uncle Jakers. At the moment, Josh wasn't completely supportive of this approach, But nonetheless, he clearly came around to Jake's thinking. I wanted to encourage all of you for the rest of today, whenever you talk to Jake, please refer to him as Uncle Jake. When Josh did decide that he wanted to marry Amanda, he did it in typical Josh fashion, and that is to say, decisively and without not a lot of forethought. First of all, he knew he'd need a ring. He also knew that he wasn't the guy to go buy a ring. So he enlisted the help of Catherine. Catherine was perfectly happy to go help buy a ring. So Josh said to her, you know, I want to tell you something, but I want you to keep it a secret. I'm planning to ask Amanda to marry me. And Catherine said, that's great, that's really exciting. When do you plan to do that? And Josh said, well, we have an Airbnb this weekend. I thought I would do it then. Catherine said, it's Thursday. Those of you who've ever procured an engagement ring realize that one day isn't a lot of notice for procuring an engagement ring. Luckily, Josh said, Catherine said yes, and they decided they would meet after work. Catherine knew that Amanda is a unique personality and would want something a little bit different. So she had a couple of different jewelry stores in mind on Monroe Avenue. So they decided to meet at Monroe Avenue. When Josh arrived, he had just been coming from work. Now, if any of you have ever seen Josh coming from work, you know that it's a colorful sight because he's generally covered in paint. So, for example, he was not dressed like this. Josh could have been dressed that night.
I thought we were standing up and sitting down. We're not having and also with you.
So Josh dressed in this manner. They went to a pretty fancy jewelry store on Monroe Avenue where the security guard did look at him somewhat askance. And Josh recognized he didn't feel entirely comfortable at that jewelry store, and they all parted company quickly. However, there was another very lovely and far more unique jewelry store across the street, and there he was able to, on the spot, secure the ring that's on Amanda's hand now. It turns out I learned also in these conversations that Catherine keeps a journal and collects quotes. So we asked her to share a few of those quotes and gather some quotes from the people that are here today. So next up, Mark, Josh's uncle, is going to stand up here and read a few of those quotes.
So this first quote is from Josh's mom, Donna.
Uh-oh.
Most couples start out their relationships in love, and sustaining that feeling for each other takes effort, sacrifice, and generosity. Never go to bed angry at each other or without a good night kiss. Make each other your number one priority and always treat each other with respect. Never be afraid to apologize and to learn how to move forward from an argument. Make life an adventure that the two of you love being on together. I love you both and wish you a lifetime of happiness and good health.
A little louder, please.
This next poem is from Josh's grandma, Dawn, who I believe is on Zoom call with us right now. Everybody just over there. To Amanda and Josh, a perfect couple by gosh. The big day is here. Give a big cheer. Woo! The 18th of September is a day we'll all remember, a day of love. We're sending your way. Forever your happiness is what we pray. May all your dreams and wishes come true. Whatever you say, whatever you do, we will always love you. Now and forever in our hearts, we will always be together. Beautiful. Now in a slight deviation from conventional wisdom,